Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Keo, and today we are going to talk about 2021. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe. Hit the comment section below. Help a boy out with the algorithm, and you can support the channel through my t-shirt shop at teesprings.com. And they got a cool store, some cool t-shirts, and you can support the channel that way. And if you are absolutely dead broke, you spent all your money on Christmas presents, you got nothing left in the bank, you can support the channel by just letting the ads play. All right, let's get into it. So we're gonna do three sections on 2021, three sections. First, we're gonna talk about gear. Second is we're gonna talk about software. And third, we are gonna talk about jobs. So let's get into gear first. Talk about my favorite company, Denon. Uh and then okay, first let me say this, all right. I am guesstimating based on trends and how I feel the market is going. I have zero insight. I haven't talked to anybody, any of these companies. I'm just vibing out what I see and what I think is going to potentially go on. So this video could absolutely blow up in my face and people can hold it against me for the next year or so. But we'll see. I'm usually right about these things, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let's talk about gear. Um, Denon. I think Denon is it's too soon for SC7000. Everyone forgets it has been such a crazy year in 2020 that people forget that the 6000 came out in January this year. Well, depending on when you watch this, 2020 January it came out, and so the odds of them coming out with a brand new set seems implausible. Most likely, I think they're going to expand their controller line and maybe do another Serato controller or something, some kind of engine prime slash computer version of a controller. Was not necessarily all in one, but you can use your computer to help do some of the heavy lifting. I think that makes the most sense and probably the cheaper route they can go. So something similar to like their 8000 line that they had, but that was Serato base, but it did have USB so you could plug stuff in there. So maybe something like that, just a little bit more updated. And I also think that they may start looking at doing some lower end gear. I talked about it in my State of the Union. If they want to expand the base, they're gonna have to start reaching out to the lower tier things. It can't be Ferrari and Lamborghinis all the time. You need a uh Porsche? No, that's too high. Uh Toyota? I don't know. They need a lower tier car to match the Bentleys and Ferraris or whatever. So I think they're gonna try and expand the market like that. And they're still heavy into Serato and virtual DJ. So they're not throwing away Prime. Prime is for the higher end gear, but I think it's definitely something that you could look out for in the future. Let's talk Pioneer. Pioneer released a phenomenal mixer S11 and the V11, V12, V10, the car, the car mixer. Uh, as far as mixers go, they haven't really released anything major outside of those two mixers for 2020. So 2011 or 2021, can't get the numbers straight. Need a cool way to say this. So I think for 2021, they're going to expand the lower end market and the mid range market with some updated gear. So it's going to take some design language of the DDJ 1000s. That's going to filter down to the lower end stuff, but I do think they're going to expand and improve upon the lower end gear and the mid range gear because the higher end stuff, well, one higher end controller, I mean, top of the line, top shelf, granddaddy of them all controller. But mid range and lower tier, I think that's probably where they're going to go. Let's talk Traktor. It's too soon to play taps. Too soon. Too soon. I don't know if they're going to be sold this year or if their native instance is going to hold on. I do expect them to have a higher end and a lower end controller. I mean, lower end controller. They have the mid tier controllers So I think that's settled, and your thousand range. That I think that area is settled for them, but they need to reach the lower end and they need to meet the higher end, and so I expect something from that. I'm I'm thinking I think they're gonna throw out something like that in those two areas. It kind of makes sense for them because they have the middle range already set up. But Tractor has never been a company releasing the $3,000 controller or whatever. So, and I don't think it's gonna be too much higher end, but they're gonna do something above and below. I feel like that's an area that's greatly needed, and I think they're gonna expand off the Tractor DJ, the lower end software that they've been working on. Laid the groundwork for it to come out. So I expect something for maybe Mac OS, Big Sur, something for that. Maybe even, well, I'm gonna get into software in a second, but I think they may have something where that's maybe iPad friendly, but something lower end and something above what they have now. So we'll see. Again, I could be wrong. I'm just vibing out how I think this stuff is going and their needs. Rain is going to put out a higher end mixer, a higher end mixer with a screen. No, I'm just kidding. That would be awesome, though. That would be awesome. I'd be Nostradamus if that came out to be true. I do think they're gonna do something above the 70s. Those mixers are aging. All the 4 channel mixers like that, they're aging. They've been around for a while. I think they're due for a refresh there. I don't think they're gonna do anything in the lower end. I think the 70 is the low it's gonna be. Maybe something like a refresh for the TTM 57 Mark III, maybe? I don't know. I think that thing is due. To be fair though, that is an iconic separate mixer. They did the 72 and they did the 70. The 70 is closer to the TTM 57, but I don't know. It's an iconic mixer. It could do with the refresh. We're looking at a place where I think screens are the future for these kind of mixers, and so maybe they do a better version of that screen thing that was on the 72. I don't know. I don't know. I'm guesstimating here. I'm winging it. Seat of my pants right now. Who else do we have here? I think we're gonna get some budget controllers from Roland and from Numark, and maybe something a little higher, like inching up a little bit into the higher ends. Let me know what you guys think about that. Roland has been doing so mixers. They've been trying to push the DR808 type controllers and the functionality of drum machines and putting into mixers. I don't think it went over that well. I think that was a great idea, but I don't think it went over the well. Maybe it was the implementation. Um, Having the 16 pads on top of it. I don't know. It didn't go over well. They didn't gravitate towards it like I thought they would. I thought that would be like a performance type controller for, you know, people who are trying to blend and moving beyond mixing two songs together. But it didn't really make a mark. I don't know. Screens are the future, my friends. Give me screen. I think if it had a screen on there, people were like, I'll give it a shot. Maybe. I don't know. I think that they might have to do a higher end type controller. For the lower end stuff, they have some good products here, but when you're competing with the what Pioneer is doing, what Denon's doing, you have to separate yourselves. And these kind of mixers, these are basic mixers that we've had for the last 10 years. So I don't think it was as exciting as it needed to be. So maybe expect them to do a splash and go after left field. I I think that the the controller they had with the 808 and the 202, uh, it would have been better off with a screen, just something visual to give you rather than the pads. Like I think all of these controllers are going to go for screens in the future. The Denon has set the bar, and Rane has answered with the screen of their own and stuff. Like everybody's starting to answer. Pioneer put screens on there, the controllers too. It's just that is the where we're going right now. And those things sold. So I think that you got to go where the market's going. The market is asking for a screen, so they need a screen. We're gonna see. Again, you can hold this over me like a Damocles spear. I don't know, something. You can hold this over me. We'll see how close I get. All right, let's talk software. Rekordbox released their own the major update for their software, the 6.0, and that was in 2020. So depending on when you watch this, could be before NAM, could be after, I don't know, but I think that they're pretty much good on the software front. Bug fixes, minor updates from here on out for 2021. They maybe drop something, a cool feature to go along with the new controller, but generally I think we're at bug fixes and minor improvements. We're in that phase right now. Just to keep on trucking, keeping the line there. Serato, I think there's a major update coming from Serato in the next 2 years. I'm comfortable saying that. Yeah, 2 years. I think there's going to be a major update coming in for Serato. And I don't know if it's going to be a refresh design, but there's going to be a major update, especially because they have to switch over and do an update for Big Sur and fix all the bricking laptops. So Serato is definitely going to do a new update. Um, Now, with the freed up overhead for running on an ARM chip on new MacBooks, I don't know. Maybe there's stuff that they've been holding back that they're just like, well, we couldn't do it because computers going to get the fans are going to spin. It's going to get too hot, but maybe. I think now's the time to do it. They got Rekordbox, Virtual DJ, and Traktor nipping at their heels. They cannot take it easy this year. And Denon. Denon's making space here. So I don't think they could take it easy in 2021. I think they need to innovate and come with something major so that people still know they're the king. So we'll see. Traktor, we need to hear some big news from them. I don't have a guesstimate on anything Traktor's doing. I'm just saying, for their sake, they need to do something. They really a 4.0, 3.5. They need a major update. Now, what's in that major update? I don't know. Maybe standalone something could be interesting. But whatever it is, it has to be large so that Traktor can be like, hey, 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 no, we're still here. We're not dead yet. We're still here. They really need to talk to BeatSource and Tidal and all these companies doing streaming. They need to talk to them. ASAP Rocky. I mean, like yesterday, they need to talk to them. I don't know, whatever they're thinking over there, but they need to go do something. Someone get on the phone and talk to Germany. All right. Virtual DJ. They did their major update in 2020, so I don't think anything major is going to come from them this year. They did the AI thing. They did the stems. I think Virtual DJ did their major update for this year. Uh, if they had sense, I think they would do a visual update, but keep the engine the same. But we already talked about that, Ray. I'm not gonna start any more wars. We're good. Virtual DJ people, we're good. We're good. I think they're gonna expand as far as what controllers that they use or they're compatible with. So I mean that's never gonna stop. But I think as far as the major update, this is not the year for that. Uh, Obviously, they're going to do a 2022 update further down the line, maybe September, October range. But uh, anything as far as for the first chunk of this year, I don't expect anything from them. Just basic bug fixes and that kind of stuff. Um, Denon Prime, Engine Prime. I think there's going to be a major update from them because they have to catch up to get to where Rekordbox is. So I think there's going to be improvements with the library, that kind of functionality, and some better functionality to make the controllers a little bit more appealing. So I definitely think that's coming down the pike. I'm not sure when, but maybe early to mid 2021. a major update's coming to Engine Prime. You can bank that. Bet money on that one. A major update's coming to Engine Prime, and they're gonna throw out some new features. You're gonna be like, all right, that's my face for the okay. And I will make a video about it when it happens. But so all right, Engine Prime. Let's talk about jobs. Job security. Whew. All right, so let's just get the bad news out first. 2021 is going to be a bloodbath for DJs, all right? 2020, a lot of people were hovering, hanging around, hoping for the best. 2021, DJs are going to quit their jobs and work in a factory or work in an office, whatever. Whoever's left is going to eat very well, but it's going to be a whole different beast. Clubs are going to be different if there are clubs. I think there's going to be a lot of outdoor stuff. Even with the shot, the Bill Gates shot, even with that, I still think that people are going to ease back into going into bars and clubs and those kind of things. Now the underground scene is going to be popping. So if you want to keep your job, you're going to have to break the well. I mean, it's not even a law, but the goodwill of the people. I think the whoever was able to maintain their address book, their Facebook groups, during this entire year of foolishness, those people are going to be king of the world come 2021. And when there's a little bit of easing with restrictions, a lot of places. So you have places like Florida, Texas, they're open for the most part, but a little bit reduced. You got places like New York and California that they're just donezo. Um, Now there are raves and parties going on in New York and California. Let's not pretend like there's nothing going on. But I think that they're gonna start opening that up to a little bit more. How and the what and the when, I don't know. I don't expect everybody to line up to get the shot. I think the shot's gonna be mandatory for some I don't foresee people forcing everybody. Well, I mean, let me word it like this. All right. I do not foresee everybody lining up to take the shot. I think half the country is F the shot. Other half the country is like, I'll give my kids and my kidney to get this thing and get back to normalcy. Uh, because it's so split, hijinks that will ensue. All right. There's gonna be a lot of people that are like, no, no. It depends on the industry. It depends on how desperate people are. It depends on a lot of stuff. How weak the president is, how weak the Congress and the Senate are. A lot of things. There's going to be recalls in Michigan and in California and possibly New York. So again, it depends on a lot of stuff. Realistically, how jobs and how this stuff works is going to go back to politics. 100% politics. It's not even like a middle of the way kind of thing. No, politics is the thing that's going to separate people from working again and not working, and how long it takes, if the recovery's bungled, if people are just slightly, some people are working here, like your Costco's and your Home Depots, and then your restaurants are not working. That whole thing all go depends on politics, not safety or health or whatever. So if you would like it to move along, call your representatives. That's the thing nobody's done. Very few people have sat down and called their government officials and screamed at them to go do something. For the most part, everybody sat in their hands and just waiting for this thing to figure out. And that is the wrong way. If you want this thing to move forward, you need to get on the government to make it move forward. So that's all I'm saying. So I think that come 2020, jobs are going to trickle back for the DJs who survived and were able to live through this thing. They're going to be able to work, but at a reduced capacity. Whereas, you were doing a couple times. Certain times in the summer, I was working almost every day. Uh, I'll be lucky to work 2 days on a week. in 2021. Maybe. I don't think that it's going to be a rush to do events and that kind of thing. I think that's going to be all scaled back. Companies that were surviving, they may throw something social distanced with mask on or whatever. I don't know. That's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to be a rush to everybody get back to doing their thing. So you're going to have your two teams here, the underground team doing your raves and the team that sat in their hands and waited to do the right thing, so to speak. And these two teams are going to be butting heads. This one's going to be eating fat and doing okay, and this one's going to be struggling over here. We'll see. We'll see which one survives. But I think the people doing the raves and doing the underground parties, those guys are going to be able to jump back into action like nothing left. And history will say. History will say which one was the right answer to do. I can't say. I don't know. I think the coof is bad. The beer thing is very bad. Who's to say who made the right decision? I don't know yet. It's too early to tell. Well, people are gonna debate it though. I personally think the coof is bad. How the governments took care of it was worse. That's my personal opinion. I don't think this had to be as bad as it was. Governments and a lot of people are gonna blame Trump and this kind of thing. This is not a Trump problem. This is every government around the world failed you. Every government failed you. From the ones you think, oh no, this government is great. They're not like that orange man. No, they failed you just as bad as he did. Everybody failed you. The over exaggerations, the mischaracterizing things, the lying to the public about what happened here. All of this thing was a failure on epic proportions, and only history is going to tell you what was what. When we gradually come back, we're going to see. But I'm telling you right now, for a fact, and this is the thing you can clip out and share to your friends. And 20 years from now, you're going to be like, DJ Keo is right. Every government in the world failed you. Every one of them. You could not rely on them for your health and safety. You could not rely on them to tell you the truth. You could not rely on them to handle their job efficiently. Getting all verklempt here. Listen, all right? Every country in the world, their government has failed you. Every last one of them. And only time is going to tell. So this is my idea about what is going to happen in 2021. Now, some things I'm going to be spot on for sure. Some things, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just vibing this thing out. It's late. It's very late at night. I got to record these things during the daytime, but we're going to see. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about what is going to happen in the future. Talk about the gear, talk about the software, talk about the jobs. Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and peace out, guys.